Hi, I'm Jeff Russell, and I'm working for the 9th GUP bell test. I already sent in my pre-test from before, so I'm just going to go over basically what I've done just previously. First, I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity. I enjoyed working with us with the online videos. But first, for the yellow belt, for the 9th GUP, it represents the warmth of the winter sun and melts the winter snow. Next step I want to do is how to and why we bow. The bowing is very important because when you walk into somebody's dojo or gym, it's showing out of respect for your instructor and for yourself and for your peers. It's a form of respect, and typically when we bow, there's a couple things you say. Say it. And so, we bow. Simple as that, but it's important for out of respect. Next thing you need is 3 stances that I learned for the 9th GUP. The ready stance, the horse stance, and the walking stance. So I'm going to step back here. As I said before, I don't have a whole lot of room, so hopefully this angle works the best. So I'm going to do the ready stance, the horse stance, and the walking stance, and the other stances I learned through it. So I'm going to perform them right now in order. Ready stance, walking stance, also back stance, can't turn to the side, making sure I'm seeing my toe on my knees, right there. Also back stance, it's like an L shape to the box. When I'm in fighting position, I can kind of come up, do this, okay? So, right there was the stances. Remember too, for a sense of body control, typically when you're working on it, the horse stance basically, for the sense of body control, typically you're going to stand like this, or like this. Feet about shoulder width apart, leaning into it, almost like you're riding a horse. From this position, I can punch, which is a push-pull motion. 1, 2, 3. I can also block high, and then I can also go low, and also middle blocks, like so. All from this horse stance, typically. From that horse stance, how to make a fist punch. Typically when you're making it, like so. So when I'm ready to punch, I can sit back in horse stance. It's a push-pull motion. Boom, boom, boom. Like so. If you notice when I'm doing it, and say I'm in a fighting stance, it's a push-pull motion. So it's going to be 4. It's going to be up, up, out, out. So, boom, boom. It's a little bit of a reverse punch, but going like so. As you notice, when I have it like this, notice how my arm comes up and then out. That is the fist punch. Now, the applications of a block. Particularly when you have an attacker. First one. If they're coming at me and they're kicking in the low part, I want to raise my foot up to disperse some of that kick. If I'm in a fighting stance, or if I'm even in such as a ready stance and being calm, being good, I can go as such. As you can see from the side, pulling up. If I have it put down, can hurt or lock it, break me. Second, what if they're coming to get me from this side and they're attacking down here? Well, I want to do a few things. I want to avoid it, block it, and then counter. So when they're coming at me, what I want to do, when they're punching, I want to avoid it, step down and block. That way I can counter to the side and come get it right from there. The other step, what if they want to hit my midsection area? Well, if they're coming at me, I also can do the middle block. So, if they come to me, I could avoid it and step into it and boom. As you can see, right there. Then I can block them. Now, what if it's coming from another part on the other side? The other part I can do with the block is come from the outside in. So, say I'm in my fighting stance, and they're coming at me. I can block it right there. Notice I can move to the sides so they can't. No problem. I can still counter and punch, but still to the side. A couple other things too with the high punch and the high block. If they're coming at me, 90% reach the head from what I remember from the video. So, if they're coming to get me, I could be in a couple ways. Say they're coming at me like this, and I want to defend it, I can merely step back, stop it. Notice I can go to the side, I can still punch. Now, I could also step into it, and then punch. Notice how my arm, I'm not way too far away from my head right there. I'm not way out here or way out there, I'm like this. So very important to make it strong. Get right here. So, as I established, low punch, right? Middle punch, and then also high punch through that. Those are the punches. Now, after doing that, and excuse me, my Achilles tendon is a little bit tender right now. I just went down to the orthopedic place, and apparently my right Achilles tendon has been a little bit sore. So, excuse the panting. But I wanted to make sure I got this done. The basics for the four-way block and punch, really important. I'm going to have to show it to you one side and then the next side, okay? So, watch this while I do the four-way block and punch. I'm going to start off in ready stance. This time I'm going to go the right foot up. Right foot up. That's one side. Now, I'm going to go to the next. This one will be, I guess, going this way. Sorry. What I'm going to do is start from ready stance once again. Left foot up. Back to middle. And there you go. That's the four-way blocking step. I'll be back to show you kicks in here in just a moment. As I said before, we just got done doing, as I look at my list, the four-way block and punch. Okay? So now we're going to look at the kicking, and then we're going to discuss skills, and then also self-defense, and a little bit of the one-steps, the ABCs, the basic awareness of surroundings, and the general rule of defense. So, what I want to do first is show you the basics of the kicking. First, I'm going to show you front ups, which is a stretch. You can use it with a chair, or as I have, I've kind of changed it around a little bit with this. There's a couple ways to do it. I can hold it right here and try to stretch this way, and try to get, you know, higher and higher, higher. And as I keep doing it, I can. Now, another way too is I can, as a, Master Ostrander has said before, is you can go from this to the back part of keeping your balance. So, but typically, quick front thrust. Say you're in position right here, quick. The front kick is pushing more for a motion. It's going through. So I'm going up, up, and then out. So I'm going, boom, out, right? Instead of a quick, difference. So I'm coming up and out. So a quick front, or as I get up onto it, out. Same thing with the other side. Quick front, or coming in. Slow down version. Now, the next step I have is for doing, we did the front snap kick and the front thrust kick. I'm going to show you the side up and the side stretch once again a little bit, and then the side kick and the side thrust. When you're doing the side stretch, sometimes you can go and you can keep going. As you said before, using a chair, sometimes I do. Sometimes I try to balance it. I don't have a very high ceiling of it, but I make sure when I'm doing it, I got it. When I'm doing a side kick, you want to make sure, particularly for your foot, and sorry folks, this is my bad one, you want to make sure it's turned correctly. So if you want a quick thrust of it, I go, right? Boom. Like so. Or I can do a side thrust kick, where it comes up, down, up, down. Right? Or a quick boom. Right? Rotate. Make sure you have it like that. Boom. So, shoot. Now, drills. Step punch and a step kick. Let me show you the step punch. Typically the punch, start off ready position. A step, punch. Step, punch. Step, punch. I'm going to step back, punch. Step back, punch. Step back, punch. Back to it. Now I'm going to do the front kicks. Front kick drill. Start off, ready for it. Kick, 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 right? For the front. And then for the back, when you're coming back, kick, 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 and you're ready. Controlling that balance too is important. Something I need to keep working upon. Those are the drills. Now, one steps. Self-defense. Basic hands up. It means, hey, I don't want any trouble. I'm messing with you. Typically, I don't want to walk into a fight like this. Keep my hands up. The other thing is too, is with the hands up, it keeps me in ready position. Typically in self-defense, if I can avoid the situation, I'm going to run off. I'm going to go. But if I have to, I've got other people there, and they're watching me. I want to make sure I'm doing this properly. I don't want to start it, but I want to make sure I end the situation correctly. So if they're coming, I don't want any trouble. Right then from there, from this position, I'm already ready as I'm walking, in a walking stance too. So when they come at me, I can stop up here, punch them, or if I have to block them, like so, and punch. I'm already ready. Already from this position, it helps me to get them. So right from there, it's good. General defense. I have to make sure that when I'm in this situation, I need to remember my one steps. I need to avoid, block, and counter. It's good. I don't want to start this stuff, nor do I want to get in a bad situation. I want to try to get away from it and walk off as best I can. But if I have to, I need to make sure, with other people being around and whatnot, that I am careful with the situation and how I handle it. So, that right there is all the testing. Hopefully that works. Thanks.